Thank you for listening to What Happens in This House Stays in This House Strength Over Silence podcast. I am your host, Tammy Montgomery Dozier. Thank you guys for another week of listening. So people, this week, I want to talk about drama and whether or not you're living a drama-free life. You know, in this day and age, what is that called? The tea. We love to hear about the tea. We love to see, hey, what's going on? And I think a lot of times we like to see others people's drama is because it takes us away from our own life. And you can kind of, say, well, I'm okay compared to, and I think it's a comparison thing. However, sometimes when you engage in that stuff, I know for myself, when you engage in drama, it can be pretty disheartening because for me, it makes me feel bad. Like I used to watch all the Housewife franchises. I used to do basketball. Well, I used to do all of that stuff. And then one day it just finally hit me. I was like, you know what? I cannot do this anymore. It was just something about it. And it made me feel bad afterwards. So let me ask you a question. Are you constantly tired and stressed and irritable in your life? Do you have drama in your life? Do you have people that have drama in their life that's constantly bringing you drama? Now, I know you guys might not want to hear this. A lot of times when you constantly have drama in your life, it may be because you're the source of the drama or you allow it in your life. I remember when I was in my 20s and I was dating this guy. And when I tell you, every other week, I had drama in my life. Somebody was always calling me. He was always having problems over here and he was having problems over there. Financially, he made great money, but he wasn't doing anything with his money. So in the interim, when I'm talking to him, then my money is getting low because I'm dealing with him. So everything he was going through, I was going through too. And that was like one of the worst things I think that I could have ever done. And I remember I was on the phone with one of my friends, and her name was Keita. And I said, Keita, I was going somewhere for some kids, for something, a kids event. And I was on the phone with Keita. I said, Keita, I said, since this man has been in my life, I said, I had a savings account. I'm broke. I have drama. I have people bothering me all the time. I said, I can't. I'm stressed out all the time. I'm always anxious and I'm always worried. And at that point, I realized that I had to let him go. And I had to tell him that he was no longer invited into my life or invited into my space because it was just too much drama. So, questions to you. If you are in a drama-filled life, what do you think you should do? I think the first point I made was just understand that you may be the source of the drama. Another thing is mind the company that you keep. Mind the people that you are around that constantly have drama. Have you ever been around some of those people when you're at work and every other week is something going wrong at home and something over here, something over there, and even Facebook or social media, all that is always something going on. It's always overly dramatic, people posting about their lives. And sometimes you have to take yourself out of it and look for something positive and just try to change who you are internally. But because believe me, if you create that space in your life about being positive, then those things would follow you. And that is very, very true. And sometimes you have to recognize that if you're creating drama in your own life, I have friends that are drama queens. Every time something happens, there's this drama, like it is not that deep. And I think sometimes maybe I probably could be a little bit like that if I'm like anxious and I don't understand something, or if I have something going on in my life that I don't necessarily like, or something that I'm unhappy about, I too can create some type of drama and make something bigger than what it actually is because I'm not understanding how to deal with the feelings that I personally have on the inside. So it happens to the best of us, but it's just learning how to cope and learning how to deal and not wanting that in your life all the time. With everything going on in this world right now, We need to create some type of peace, some type of sanctity, something to make our life easier day by day. And sometimes you have to change your perspective. It may look like it's something, but if you change your perspective to something else, hey, it could come out different. And then people don't feed into other people's stuff and other people's drama. Think about that. You don't want to keep doing that. People bringing you all that stuff. There are times, literally, when people call me and I know there might be some stuff or some drama, I don't answer the phone because I can't deal with your stuff and deal with my stuff at the same time. It ain't gonna work out for somebody. And I'd rather to keep my sanity at all cost versus trying to listen to somebody else. I was like, you know what? I don't have it in me to deal with your stuff. Right now I got my own stuff, and that is okay. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself mentally. And then you have to recognize unhealthy relationships. Like I said, I have friends as drama queens. Okay, we know. Like, you know what, girl, sit yourself down. Or my friends, listen, this is what you need to do. And you have those conversations. But then you have those people, like the guy I was telling you that I was dating. His energy was so heavy upon me. It was hard for me to like fight that without just having him gone completely. So whatever it is that was going on in his life was just transferring over to mine. Once I got rid of him, once I let that go, all that drama left. So if you are around somebody that every time something is going on in their life and it's called them creating havoc in your life, you have to change that with the quickness. Life is too short to be dealing with somebody else's stuff. Be clear and straight with other people and their stuff. And sometimes, slow to label as drama. Sometimes it's just miscommunication. And sometimes it's just getting an understanding of what somebody else is going through. And then there are oftentimes too that you can learn from the other stuff and you can learn from the drama. I learned enough from them reality shows to know that I didn't want to live my life like that. Like, oh, I can't live like that just to be popular and just to put other people down and create drama to get a check. I'm sure the money is nice. However, but what it causes in your life, is it worth all of that? I don't know. I don't know. You guys have those people that are on Facebook that's always drama. Sometimes I have to bypass it, or maybe I have to hide some people in their posts. I'm still their friends and I just hide. Like, you know what? I can't deal with that constantly. Every day is something. But oftentimes, you have to take time for you and not give in to that. Sometimes it seems like drama happens to us and we're powerless to remove ourselves from the cause. Another perspective is that every time we find ourselves immersed in something that seems overwhelming, we have the opportunity to learn how to deal with challenges better. Life will always involve, many fires, things that we have to put out, that we feel desperate to put out. And we can learn a lot if we fan them. And they may be our light to light the way. So you get what I was saying? So you have many fires, you can put them out. And sometimes you can fan them and make them dimmer. And it might be something that can help us to look and see and light the way for our future. So just take the opportunity, find out if that's what's going on in your life. If you have those people in your life, if you're the drama person that's creating this in your life because there's something else in your life that you just don't want to deal with. Believe me, we have been there. Listen, you are not alone. Peace is hard to come by some days. And some days it's because you just say, no, I've had enough. I need a peaceful existence. And if there are people in your life, do like I do and say, listen, I love you, but you are no longer invited in my space. I have to let that go. I have to create some type of peace. I need a mental break from you. I need some space from you because when you're in my presence, you don't make me feel good with all of this drama. Sometimes you have to take a social media break, a social media fast, if those things are affecting you on a daily basis, and you will be surprised. Take a TV fast. Sometimes television can do those things to us. Sometimes talking on the phone. Take a fast. Be by yourself and get rid of some of that stuff. Get rid of some of that bad juju, bad energy, and focus on you and things that you can do in your life to make yourself better. All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. I have been your host, Tammy Montgomery Dozie A. My podcast, What Happens in This House Stays in This House, Strength Over Silence podcast. I want to invite you guys out this week. So I am in this Black Authors Matter, and it is online. If you go on www.spatheater.org or you visit our page, Chicagoland, USA, Spa Chicagoland, SPAA. It is the Speakers, Publishers, and Authors Association. And just come on out, be with us, find out what we're doing. If you're interested in becoming an author, if you're interested in becoming a public speaker, whatever it is that you want to do, please come out and join us, and you will not be disappointed. You will love it. Believe me, I never thought that I would become an author or anything. That was never my goal in life, but sometimes the world has other things for you, and you just have to go with it. All right, everyone. So, enjoy your week. Love you guys. You can reach me at 773-251-5537. Have a good one.